students, my name is Pratyasha and today we'll be learning about Roman numerals. We will also learn about what Roman numerals are and where they were originated from, their basic digits, and discuss about some rules that we will have to follow to convert from Arabic to Roman numerals. So, Arabic numerals are basically the English numbers system with the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The Roman numerals are a number system that was originated from ancient Rome. The Roman numerals are also found in many places and things, such as clocks. Many clocks or watches have Roman numerals on them, significant to Arabic numbers. So now let's discuss about some basic digits. The basic digits are I, V, X, L, C, D, and M. I represents 1, V represents 5, X represents 10, L represents 50, C represents 100, D represents 500, and M represents 1000. In the basic digits, there's one thing to remember. You have to remember that there is no zero in the Roman numbers basic digits, unlike Arabic numbers where you have 0 as a digit. But in Roman numbers you don't have it, that's why you start from 1. So after we discussed about basic digits, let's move on to rules. So rule 1 is that you have to memorize the basic digits and their values in order to convert from Arabic to Roman numbers. Rule 2 is that the basic digits I, V, X, L, C, D, and M are classified into 2 groups. The first group is a repeat group and the second group is a non-repeat group. In the repeat group, we have the numbers I, X, C, and M. And on the non-repeat side, we have the letters V, L, and D. So the repeat letters can repeat no more than 3 times consequently, which means they can be together right beside each other 3 times or less, but not more than 3 times. So if we take I, for example, somebody could write I like this, but you cannot write I like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, because that is incorrect. Because you have 4 I's consequently or just next to each other. So that is incorrect. But you can also write it, if we take X, you can write X, X, X. That's correct, and this is also correct. So X, X, X is correct. But you can also write X, 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 I, X, even though you're including 4 X's, they're not next to each other or consequently. So the 4 X's are separated out. The 3 of them are together and the other one is at the end of the line without another one with it. So that's the repeat side. Let's take a look at the non-repeat side. The non-repeat side is that you cannot repeat the non-repeat sides more than once, which means you can write V as in V, L as in L, or D as in D the most. You cannot write VV or VVV. These are incorrect. Same for these. You cannot write LL or LLL, DD or DDD. So these are incorrect, 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 and incorrect. So the only things that you're allowed to write is these. These are correct. according to rule 2. So that is rule 2. Let's move on to rule 3. First thing you need to know in rule 3 that I, X, and Z are the only numbers that can precede before another basic digit. So here I can precede to only V and X. So that makes it look like I can look as IV or IX, but not IL, IC, ID, or IM. Same for X and C. X can only precede to L and C. That makes it look as XL or XC. It cannot precede to XV, XD, or XM. Same for C, the last one that can precede to another basic digit, which maybe look like CD, CM. So here's CD or CM. Cannot precede such as CV, CX, or CL. So these are how the numbers I, X, and Z can precede to these numbers. Rule 2 consists of 2 parts. The first part is preceding and the other part is succeeding. So in the first part, we have when a smaller number precedes a larger number, like we said, precede is when a smaller number comes before a larger number. So precede is nothing but before, comes before. Small number before a larger number is when you subtract. And when a small number succeeds a larger number or comes after a larger number, you have to add. So makes it look like if we had number IV, it meets the circumstances of the first part, or part 1, small preceding a large, and you have to subtract. So here, that makes it meet the circumstances because I, referring to the basic digits, is 1. And V, referring to the basic digits, is 5. So here we can clearly see that V is a larger number and I is a smaller number. So what do? Is that since it meets the circumstances like we discussed, you have to subtract it. So 5 minus 1 equals 4. So that's how you do part 1. Now, part 2 is if we had VI. This meets the circumstances of small succeeding a large and sub-adding. Why? Because we already know V is 5 and I is 1. And when you're adding it, because you have to succeed, you're succeeding here, because clearly this is a larger number and this is a smaller number, and the smaller number is after the larger number. So you're adding here. So you add it and you get 5 plus 1, 6. So those are the 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. So since we completed the rules, let's move on and see some Arabic and Roman numeral conversions. So here, if you can see, these are some Arabic and Roman numeral conversions and the letters. So here, 1 is I, 2 is double I, 3 is triple I. But according to rule 2, 4 cannot be I, or repeated 4 times because according to rule 2, the repeat numbers, even though I is a repeat number, it cannot repeat more than 3 times consequently. So we have to find another way. Another way is that 5 minus 1, so here, 5 minus 1 equals 4. So we can say 5 is, so 5 is V and I, 1 is I. And here, since you're subtracting, you're basically preceding because you're subtracting. So let's just write this as preceding. Precede. So since you're preceding, you have to subtract. And since you're subtracting and preceding, the smaller number has to go before the larger number, so which makes it as a result of IV. And that's how you get 4, which is IV. Now 5 is V and 6 is VI because 5 plus 1 equals 6. So V plus 1, so V is 5 and I is 1. So if you put those together, we'd get 6 because 5 plus 1 is 6. So now 7 is V double I, 8 is V triple I, and 9, same as 4, is having a result of the same way with preceding of the part 1. So here what we're writing is IX, so which is 9. 9 is basically 10 minus 1 because we cannot write V for I's because that's incorrect according to rule 2. So 9 equals 10 minus 1. Here, 10 is X and 1 is I. This is preceding the subtraction. So, since you're preceding, the I has to go before the X, and that's IX, resulting 9. So, now here, 10 is X, 20 is XX, 30 is XXX, and 40, like the previous's, can now become XXXX. So we have to find another solution for that. This time, 40 can be looked into as 50 minus 10. So 50 is L, and 10 is X, and this subtraction is preceding. Since preceding, the X has a result in to come to before the L, and that has another result of XL, here also XL, resulting 40. So 50 is L, 60 is LX, because 50 plus 10 equals 60, so 50 is L, and 10 is X, so LX equals 60, and that therefore also, since you're adding here, the smaller number has to succeed to the larger number or come after. So now 70 is LXX, 80 is LXXX, and 90, another result, has to come in to look at like this. So we have 90, but we cannot do LXXXX, so what we have to do is 100 minus 10 to have a result in to come of 90. So 100 is C according to the basic digits, and 10 is X, subtraction is preceding, and then since you're preceding, this has to come here, result of XC, and the resolution of 90. So 100 is C, 200 is CC, 300 is CCC, 400 also is 500 minus 100. So 400 equals 500 minus 100. And 500 is D. 100 is C. And the subtraction is precede. So since you're preceding here, this has the result to come here, and that results of 90 or CD. 400 actually. So 500 is D, 600 is DC because 500 plus 100 is 600, and since you're adding, the smaller number has to go after the larger number, so it has a result of DC causing 600 to become DC. 700 is DCC, 800 is DCCC, and 900 is CM. This is because 900 here equals 1000 minus 100. So let's take a look. So 1000 is M, the highest. This subtraction here is preceding, and the 100 here is C, right there. So since you're preceding or subtracting, the smaller number has to go before the larger number, causing CM to be 900. 1000 is M, and now we took a look at all the Arabic numbers converting to the Roman numerals and how that were to happen. So, and we discussed the rules and the basic digits. So those are the basic things that you have to know. And that's it for today. Hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching, and bye!